Welcome to 101. I'm Rick Kaplan. My guest today is Sean O'Brien. He's the president and CEO of BSC Group. How are you, Sean?
Very good, thank you.
So tell us all about what BSC Group is all about.
All right, well, I'll try not to tell you all about it because that could take a little while. BSC's been around for over 50 years, really predominantly serving New England and its communities, as well as private sector clients, transportation clients, and energy clients. And what we do for them is really civil engineering, planning, landscape architecture, environmental engineering, environmental permitting, survey, and we have a specialty part of the firm called Geonetics that does specialty software applications. Like I said, 5 decades, really worked on a lot of really good projects. We've got 6 offices now and 160 people throughout New England.
When did you start with BSC Group?
I came in about a little over 2.5 years ago. So I got hired into this position from the outside, which was awesome. I was really attracted to BSC because, BSC had a very good reputation of serving clients well. And they had a lot of really good people, very talented. So it was humbling to be able to come in to such a strong organization that had been such a good track record and so well established here in New England.
And BSC is just on the Northeast, or are they national?
No, we're really Northeast. I mean, we've done some projects across the country, but our focus really is more in New England. It may not stay that way forever. There's a lot of things that we can do, a lot of services that we can provide that are needed in other places. But our headquarters is in Boston. Yeah, we have another large office in Worcester. We've got an office down the Cape in West Yarmouth and another one in Glastonbury, Connecticut. And then we opened up an office up in Andover last year. And we just opened up an office in Manchester, New Hampshire this year.
Oh, so you're spread all over pretty much New England.
Yeah, we try to be where our clients want us to be.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, right now with everything that's going on with the COVID-19, you probably had to change up a little bit of your operation like everyone else in the world today. How have you coped with that?
Well, when it first hit, just like everybody else, it was, you take a deep breath and you got to think, and it's like, okay, what's really going to happen here? But immediately your focus has to be turned to protecting life and livelihood. So those were our big two. We wanted to make sure that we kept all of our staff safe, their families safe. We wanted to make sure that we kept our clients safe while we serve them, and then the people in the communities that we serve. We have a responsibility to be a good corporate citizen, to behave well. So we complied like everybody else. And then we try to figure out, okay, well, what is this going to mean? What's going to happen next? Because we had just come off a great 2019. The last few years we've been growing. Like I said, we opened up a couple of offices. We've added a lot of people to the firm. We've reorganized the firm. We've pushed responsibility deeper and more broadly throughout the entire firm. So we've got a lot more people that were engaged. And then this COVID thing hit. And really what we did is we just kept going. We were able to serve our clients and continue to serve our clients remotely. We didn't really miss a beat as far as that went. The staff really rallied, and it was awesome to watch. One thing that I think really made it possible was and it was a surprise. I mean, I knew we were doing the right thing, but I didn't know how right we were. Towards the end of last year, we kicked off a diversity and inclusion program because we wanted to be better in that regard. We serve communities, and we need to make sure that we reflect the communities we serve. And I also think it makes us a stronger organization if you've got diversity of opinion, diversity of perspective, and diversity of experience. So, we really kicked that off hard. And then I was asked if we were going to delay that because of the COVID thing, because we had to focus so intensely on life and livelihood. People think that some programs can go away or some programs can be delayed. But I looked at it and I thought that there was going to be no more important time to really focus on diversity and inclusion. And the reason for that was we were all soon going to feel what it was like to be excluded or separate or not included. And it really did serve our firm well because it gave everybody opportunity to come together and talk about the things that they were uncomfortable about or the things that they were concerned about. But it gave people a venue for conversations and dialogue. And it was through a lot of those conversations and some of these informal and some formal employee resource groups that people really came together and supported one another as we all went through this together. So that was kind of a long answer to a short question, but it is an important. It is one of the things that I look back on and then think, geez, it was really good that we did that because it really worked for the firm, and it's also right.
Well, in this day and age, being the CEO of any company, there's so many different things, like you say, diversification. I mean, that is so big right now that, I don't know any companies that aren't, and if they aren't, they should be focusing on that. And then you have all these other things have been thrown into the mix just recently. And it just has been a trying time. And if you're not a CEO on top of all these things, you're going to run into some issues, I think, down the road.
Yeah, Rick, I couldn't agree with you more. And I like to think that we're on top of these things. I know we're trying. I know I'm trying to stay on top of these things. But I think it's the way you go about it. I mean, we weren't really shooting for an outcome. We were just trying to establish a place where people that had like interests or like concerns or like perspectives could gather and we could learn and understand as an organization. And the benefit was immense. It can't be overstated. It really ended up changing the culture of the firm. It had a very significant impact and a very positive impact on the culture of the firm, which we started to change when we reorganized the firm because we were creating a culture of empowerment and accountability. When you're empowered, there's accountability that goes with it. But we were also creating a culture of inclusion and caring and empathy and concern for our staff and our clients. And we were recently recognized by the Greater Boston Business Journal as we won the Cultural Excellence Award for small businesses under 500. So we were thrilled to get that recognition. But it really did come as a result of everything that the team is doing. That was a great award to win. You don't win that by accident, and it's not a one-person thing. It means that we're creating a culture where people want to come and a firm that hopefully people want to work with.
So, and that's fantastic. I applaud you for doing that. And going forward, we've had this 90 days to figure out how to function as a society and a company in these times with everything changing so rapidly. And now going forward, you have to figure out how are we going to do this going forward? What are we going to do? And that's where the CEO has his responsibility to figure that out.
Yes.
What's your plan?
Our plan is, so we've been having meetings regularly internally to kind of ask the questions, what do we think this is going to look like when we come out of it? And really, it's just brainstorming. There's no right answers. There's no wrong answers. We won't know the right answers or the wrong answers until we're looking at it in the rearview mirror. But what we need to do is consider the possibilities. What could this mean? You know, what might it mean? So we're doing that, and we're planning for that. We're also taking stock in what we've learned as we went through this challenge. We learned that we could do a lot of things that, you know, some in our firm might not have thought possible before. I know that we had a handful of people that didn't think we could work effectively remotely. Turns out we can, and we did, and we are. I also think that things were changing already. And then once we hit this COVID challenge, things started changing even more rapidly. And we've been able to deal with that. And that's been good. I think as we come out of this, I think it's going to be very important to take the lessons we've learned and carry them forward. So one of the lessons, or one of the things that was learned, was during this whole period, people have been extending a lot more grace. You know, people, you know, we have a common enemy. It's the virus. So there's a lot of understanding. We're all on the same team. That's something that we want to carry going forward. But as far as, you know, what markets and what it's going to affect, you know, what we're doing scenario planning just like everybody else. And any little thing can tweak things, you know, significantly. You know, for this group here, you know, what happens with the colleges in the fall? You know, that is going to have a ripple effect through everything in Boston, just because there's so many colleges and so many students that come here in the fall. And, you know, do they come? Do they not come? Do some schools open and have their kids here? You know, that's just an example of something that we can't know yet, but we have to be able to accommodate.
So that's, you know, one of your mentors, I should say. I hear that one of your mentors is Simon Sinek.
Simon Sinek.
Sinek.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's an author, and he's also talks a lot about leadership. And has that been part of a lot of your success in leading a company?
I mean, he doesn't know he's been a mentor. I read his books. Listen to him.
I'm sure he's been a mentor to a lot of people.
He has, and that is a great thing, because, you know, he does have a gift, and he does have a message that you know, I think many could really benefit from. You know, his whole purpose is around, you know, servant leadership, and really, you know, in his newest book, The Infinite Game, he talks about, you know, it's not just thinking about the long term, it's really thinking about how you approach life differently. It's not transactional. So, you know, when you think about things in an infinite terms, it allows you to come out with answers that are probably better. His big book, though, was, you know, Start With Why. So I think it is very important for all of us. I know it is really important for me to have a purpose. I think that's one of the things that we really have here at BSC. We do have a purpose. You know, we design and permit and survey the roads and bridges that bring us all together. The electrical distribution systems that, you know, power all of the things that we use that allow us to, you know, communicate and have lights and everything else that requires electricity. And we also, you know, do the same, design, permit, and survey for developments, the ones that we live in and the ones that we work in, the ones that we learn in. So I think BSC has a great purpose and a great benefit to society in general. And I think that helps keep all of our workers, employees, fulfilled.
You know, I do a lot of interviews, and I've interviewed a lot of CEOs and presidents of different companies throughout the country. And one of the things that I hear from talking with you is that you aren't just strong-minded and strong headed that you only have one way of doing things. You like to listen to what's going on and listen to the people that work with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure that everybody that I worked with would always have the same impression. I'm trying to get better every day. But I am, I think my job as a leader is to serve, and I work for every person in our firm, and I love that. So when I came to BSC, and a long time ago before that, I started to think that the things that were important to me were that I wanted to be part of a team, because being a part of a team is important, and it's also very consistent with the infinite game. I want to serve our clients and help them solve their problems so that they can achieve their endeavors. And I also want to create opportunities for people. So those are the three things that I try to do every day. I'm blessed to be able to do it here at BSC with so many people and so many great clients. But yeah, I do try to listen. It is very important to.
And that's a strong trait that is even beneficial for a lot of your clients, because they want someone to listen to them as well.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you can't really help them solve their problems if you walk in the room and you think you already know their answers.
Exactly.
But you've got to really understand the problem first.
So, if I had to ask you to name three strong points that BSC Group has, what would those three be? Besides you.
Well, I would not ever start with me. I mean, I think it's the team. That is first and foremost. We have a great group of people that really want things that are right, and we're passionate about it as well. We want to do the right things. We want to serve. We want to make things better, and we're committed to doing so. So that would be one. Two is a culture. Our culture is continuously improving. You're never done with it, and it's important that everybody feels has the opportunity to be fulfilled here. I think that's really number two. And then number three is we have a lot of really, really smart people that are very, very skilled, and giving them the opportunity to really solve complex problems is also great, because it also serves our clients in that it helps them, helps our clients with some of their more challenging needs. And we try to do things in a way that is easy with the client, meaning we want to be easy to work with. I think all of those things are important.
This has been great, Sean. I appreciate you doing the interview. We've been talking with Sean O'Brien. He's the president and CEO of BSC Group. I hope you stay safe and have a pleasant afternoon, Sean.
Yeah, you too, Rick. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching today's interview. If you'd like to be a guest, a sponsor, or even advertise in the New England Real Estate Journal, you'll find our contact information in the description box below. You can also find all our social media platforms so you can follow us, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.